Hello, beautiful beings. Happy new moon. So let's let's weave. There's something bubbling up today regarding a forgotten part of us that we may have been shamed for as children, a part of us that was ridiculed and shut down, and that buried part of us, how that is the key that can alchemize, transcend, and shift our lives from the inside out. A lot of words. So, what if there's a part of you, a way of expressing yourself, that got buried so deep as a child over and over and over that you forgot it's a part of you, and that is actually the key, that this gateway into the life where you feel like your soul is freely flowing in your body, that is the key you need to share, to express in order to transmute, unlock, unveil you and a life that feels authentic to you. So this is came really alive today in a session with someone, with client, but I don't like using that word. It's more, I feel like she's gifted me the gift of allowing to walk with her on her journey. You know who you are. Thank you, love. um, and so this buried part of us. So I'll give myself as an example. When I was young, we moved countries when I was 7, and I didn't understand the language. And I was silent most of my childhood. And not only that, I was ridiculed for not knowing the language. And also at home, when I spoke, um, my family didn't understand me. We're like a family of 6 siblings and a lot of loud expression. And so when I said things, I was either called too sensitive, I didn't make sense, I'm babbling. And then also, while I was growing up in my teens and beginning to express myself, like it was still a foreign language to my mother tongue, and I couldn't express my humor, and I didn't know how to share insights that were coming through me. And I lived in an environment in my early 20s where I started speaking about energetics and more spiritual things, and people thought I was crazy. They were like, "You fell from the moon. What are you talking about?" And so I lived in a world where my speech was irrelevant and shamed over and over and over and over. I felt called to begin speaking, whether I was understood or not. And through speaking in whichever way I could, through video, through voice, through performance, through using my voice while self validating, is what kept opening up the gateway into a life where I can embody my soul. Now, it's a process. The scariest thing to do is to do it without getting validation or acceptance from our environment, which is why we have to learn how to self validate. We have to learn how to do it in the name of reclaiming that part of us, reclaiming the part of our innocence, reclaiming that part of our inner child. Out of what? Out of self love, out of self acceptance, not to get validation outside us. If we do it to get validation outside us, we'll always be disappointed. We'll always feel like we're failing. Not only that, if we do get tons of validation and then we don't, it's a really hard crash and it hurts so bad that we're like, "Oh, I'm never doing that again." So, the why behind tapping into your gift, whatever that is, writing, playing an instrument, drawing again, dancing, whatever it is, maybe you're into inventing or building things. It's different for each person. It feels very sensitive as you begin tapping into this part of you. It feels very scary because it's buried so deep. And it's almost like we want to keep it hidden, to keep it safe, to keep it pure, to keep it like, oh, I just get to keep it there as a fantasy. The thing is if we keep it hidden, we're going to be looping in a system, the system that shut it down, the system that runs off shutting those treasures down that transcend the system. So it's like we were born into a certain system, a certain game, a value system, a structure, a way of living. And that system shuts down that part of our innocence in order to maintain the system. Because once we tap into that part of us and share it, it transmutes, transcends, alchemizes our life from the inside out, and it creates a ripple effect. So me tapping into speaking activates another person's writing, activates another person's courage and will to tap into their innocence because it's energetic. So somebody that you get inspired by might not be doing the same thing your innocence wants to do or is good at. The energetic of authentic innocence is infectious. And so when we start sharing this in the name of self-love, because it's healing to our bodies, because it creates a ripple effect, because we know the value of the why, step by step, inspired action by inspired action, without trying to create a whole business around it or like take the strategic steps we learned how to do with other things in the old system. If we just do it out of purity and out of inspired action, it fills our cup from within. We learn to self-regulate, self-validate, fill our own cup, and most importantly, we embrace our wholeness. And so if we don't do this, we're actually looping in validation systems where we're sourcing love outside ourselves. It's like having your inner child and holding it and being like, I don't know how to love this. Can you take it from me? And then like nobody's going to take care of the part that you're not loving and nourishing forever. They have their own shit to deal with. So that leads to endless disappointment, heartbreak, suffering. And that system, it's way easier to validate each other. It's like, I'll love you. Just please love that part of me I can't love. I'll take care of you. Can you like take care of the baby that won't stop crying? Eventually, you're going to be handed back your inner wounded baby. And what that baby needs, it's that innocent part of you that is begging you to allow it to be expressed and to be witnessed. And so a huge part of this is allowing that expression to be witnessed by one person, by a group of people, by whatever platform you choose, is allowing that part of you to be witnessed. It is medicinal to allow yourself to express that part of you that has been buried, shamed, ridiculed, judged, and for you to self-validate that part of you, for you to give yourself permission to be you. And it transcends that old system, which is falling apart anyway, into a higher octave and a different kind of game of life, where it's based off sharing the gifts that are unique to us, that are correlated to our innocent expression, the droplet of unique source that we are, as we reclaim our inner authority, our authentic way of doing it. And so this is valuable and important. And once we see the value in it, it's easier to do it. So when I started making videos, I knew my why. I was like, my voice. I have to activate my voice. It has to be witnessed. It was like a need because I felt like I was getting choked. And I didn't know who I was just like, my motto was like, if it reaches one person, just one person, that one person creates a ripple effect and will create more of a culture I would love to live in. I want to live in a world where all voices feel safe to be heard. So therefore, I'm going to give myself permission to give the gift to my voice to allow it to be heard. And so there is no waiting for perfection. There is no waiting for strategy. The step of you taking an inspired action toward your authentic expression is how you begin to weave the fabric of your creative expression. It's authentic to you, how you weave it, how you do it. And you only need to do one step at a time, which leads to another step, which leads to another step. It's not the old way of figuring out the whole business plan. Of course, this message isn't for everybody. I'm assuming that if it's not for you, you wouldn't be watching past 10 minutes. But this is the portal that of energy that I've discovered and where I'm at. And I know that sharing what works for us inspires that authentic energy of what can work for you. And so treating it in a more playful way, like a scavenger hunt, or like, ooh, okay, this feels exciting. This feels inspiring. I'm just going to do this step, this. It starts weaving a whole tapestry that you get to discover. So I'd really like to just inspire you today to tune into that buried part of you, something you were shamed or ridiculed for that you may have forgotten is a part of you, and to begin allowing that to express itself through you, one inspired action at a time, massaging it back into life, and to be curious about where that can lead you. Just bathing in wonder and curiosity rather than outcome and goal. It transforms not only how you feel in your body, but how you see yourself, how you see others, how you relate, how you see life, how you see the earth, how you relate to the earth, your relationship with creation. Well, if this resonated, let me know. And if you'd like support in this process, there are many ways to do this. There are group experiences, there's a monthly live meet, and I work with people. My favorite way is to work with people for a 3-month journey, really helping create an inner shift in your authentic, unique way that transforms your reality from the inside out. And there are different ways to do this. So if you're interested, the best way to message to connect with me now is through email. So I'm just going to put my email there, and I can send you different options of ways to work together. Yeah, I'm under construction on different things in my life right now. So just email me. And also, if this resonated, please let me know through a comment, a like, a subscription. It really inspires me to share more, knowing that it reaches and touches the human heart. I absolutely love reading all your comments and getting to know you. Um, 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 um. Okay, I'm going to adventure now.